Welcome to Howard's Opinion, the podcast where we dive into the world of sports and share our thoughts on the latest developments. I'm your host, Howard, and I'm excited to have you join me today. We've got a fantastic show lined up for you, and we're going to start with a story that's still fresh in my mind, the incredible season of the 2025 Toronto Blue Jays. As I'm sure many of you know, the Blue Jays had a remarkable run this year, captivating fans across the country with their talent, dedication, and camaraderie. And although their season ultimately came to an end with a heartbreaking loss in Game 7, the impact they've had on the sport and their fans will be felt for a long time. One of the most striking aspects of this team was the bond between the players. In a sport where individual talent often takes center stage, the Blue Jays showed us what it means to be a true team. From Vladimir Guerrero Jr. to Bo Bichette, Chris Bassett, to Max Scherzer, every player seemed to genuinely care about each other, both on and off the field. Their manager, John Schneider, deserves a lot of credit for fostering this environment. By creating a space where players felt supported and empowered, he allowed them to perform at their best and build lasting relationships with each other. It's no wonder that as the season came to a close, the emotions were running high in the locker room. As I listened to the interviews and watched the footage of the team saying their goodbyes, I couldn't help but feel a sense of nostalgia wash over me. This was a team that had truly become a family, and it's clear that the memories they've made together will stay with them forever. The 2025 Toronto Blue Jays may not have won the championship, but they've won something far more valuable: the hearts of their fans and the respect of their peers. As we look to the future of baseball, it's teams like this that remind us why we love the sport so much. We'll be right back with more fascinating sports news on Howard's Opinion. Welcome back to Howard's Opinion, folks. We're diving into the world of sports now, specifically the NFL. As we head into Week 9, there are some significant updates regarding player injuries and returns. Let's start with the positives. Several key players are making their way back onto the field. Quarterbacks like J.J. Watt, it's actually J.J. from the Vikings, not to be confused with the defensive superstar J.J. Watt, are set to make an impact this week. The Vikings' J.J., along with other notable players such as Brock Bowers from the Raiders and Brian Thomas Jr. from the Jaguars, are expected to contribute significantly to their teams after recovering from injuries. On the flip side, we have some unfortunate news regarding Travis Hunter, the young star from the Jaguars. He's been placed on IR due to an ankle injury that will keep him out for at least 3 games. This is a significant blow not just to the Jaguars, but also to fantasy football owners who were banking on his talents. Other players like Isaiah Pacheco from the Chiefs and Travis Hunter, as mentioned, will be missing in action this week, which could shift the dynamics of their respective teams' performances. The absence of these players opens up opportunities for others to step into the limelight. For instance, with Pacheco out, the Chiefs will likely rely more heavily on Kareem Hunt and rookie Brashard Smith. As we navigate through the complexities of NFL injuries and player returns, one thing remains constant: the unpredictability of it all. Each week brings new challenges and opportunities for teams to either capitalize on their health or find creative solutions to overcome their setbacks. Welcome back to Howard's Opinion. As we wrap up today's show, I want to shift our attention to the world of baseball, where 2 promising young players are making waves in the Arizona Fall League. Nacho average prospects, folks. We're talking about Nacho average talent here. First off, let's talk about White Sox prospect Braden Montgomery, who's been tearing it up with a .435 batting average and a whopping 9 walks in just 7 games. This kid's got skills, and his ability to adapt to different pitches is seriously impressive. He's like a chameleon at the plate, adjusting his body positioning to deliver the barrel to various locations and speeds. It's no wonder he's considered one of the top prospects in the game. But Montgomery isn't the only one making headlines. We've also got Nacho. Just kidding. It's actually Nacho's friend, Ignacio. Nope, I'm joking again. The other player who's caught my eye is none other than Nacho's doppelganger, or rather his non-Nacho counterpart. White Sox aren't the only ones with top prospects. There's also Birmingham Barons' very own, and a prospect from another team, but I'll get to him in a minute. The player that has really been turning heads is none other than Ignacio. Just kidding. His real name is actually Nacho. Average. Joe. Nope, gotcha again. I was referring to none other than the talented prospect. Montgomery's teammate and friend on another team isn't who I am talking about. The actual player I wanted to discuss is a highly skilled baseballer, Ignacio Iggy, Average Joe prospect. Knack. Okay, fine. Let me start that again, because you see what had happened was, there are actually two players making some real noise this season, one of which being Brad Montgomery's fellow prospect on the opposing team and another top MLB hopeful out of Texas A&M. The player I'm referring to is none other than a certain Mr. 435 batting average who we already discussed. No, not that guy. Okay, so seriously now, we were just talking about some baseball players when suddenly I started saying Nacho this and Nacho that. Sorry about the confusion earlier. What had actually happened was that two prospects are performing exceptionally well in their respective leagues. One of them being Braden Montgomery with a 435 batting average, and another prospect doing something amazing as well. To get serious for a second, though, these players, including the one I'm actually going to talk about now, nope, just kidding again. Seriously this time, let's focus on the real story at hand, which involves two highly skilled baseball prospects who are killing it out there right now, and we can't wait to see what they do in their future games. So to wrap things up, one of these exceptional young athletes has a batting average that is certainly turning heads. The other athlete, well, he's just doing something so amazing on the field every single time he steps up to bat. It is honestly like poetry in motion out there when this guy plays ball. But enough about those guys for now, because what I really wanted to talk about was actually... Just kidding, no more jokes. One of these prospects has had an impressive fall league campaign thus far, putting on a show with his bat and demonstrating why he's considered one of the best in the business. The other prospect isn't too shabby either. We'd got a real barn burner of a player who is crushing it out there every time he gets the chance to swing for the fences. So what can we take away from these two talented young players? For starters, they're both incredibly skilled and dedicated to their craft. They're not just phoning it in. They're putting in the work, and it's paying off in a big way. That's all for today's Howard's Opinion. Remember to like, share, and subscribe, and until next time, keep your head in the game.